All right.
All right, I'm going ahead and call the meeting to order for December 12th with the pledge of allegiance, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And would anybody like to do an invocation? I'll do roll call. Brenda Epp.
I'm here.
Jerry Harris. Here. Robert Mabridas here. Bill Starnes.
Here.
Alan Smith.
Here.
And Fire Chief Rose. Here. Thank you. First order of business is approval of November 14th, 2018 minutes. So if everybody's looked it over and if we have no changes, I will entertain a motion to approve it.
Make a motion?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. I will turn it over to Bill Starnes for the financial report.
Okay, we made a total of 34 cents in interest. We wrote a total of $10,396.86 in checks. Our ending balance is $1,146.35. Our interest. Pardon me? Oh, I'm sorry, and 35 cents. Market, we made $22.09. As of now, we have $181,695.38 in the money market. And I'd like to have a motion to pay the bills.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Douglas Fastnet was internet repair?
That I don't know.
That was a bill from a month and a half ago. That's when they came out and went through all of our stuff. So it added not only our bill, but a labor charge.
Okay.
We talked about that last meeting.
Yeah, where is it?
Where is it? I don't.
It was on the credit
Oh,
card.
it's on the credit card.
It was 200 and, whatever it was.
57.45.
57 instead of 107.
Oh,
They
okay.
charged us 140.
Oh, okay, so it's paid on that. Okay.
I want to let you guys know that, well, I might get my piece missed, but since that time, I was discussing with Robert for the meeting, but we have, we've gotten about, well, we're up to, today I got another tax sheet, so we're up to about $60,000 in tax receipts just this month.
We
So
got
that,
more
it does not reflect,
Do we have checks in there now?
we do, and we have one more that's in the mail right now, because they distributed them today, so.
Okay.
A lot of that stuff's not reflected on here because
I
it's not last
deposited,
month.
right, I
Yeah.
deposited it afterwards.
Just to let you know that, I'm not sure what's going on with the county assessor and the taxes and everything, but they're not holding money anymore, they're dispersing it as fast as they get it. This is the fastest we ever got. We probably got 90% of our tax.
I know, I deposited last week $36,000.
Yeah,
And I
right
split
now.
it between their checking account and put, I think, six in the checking and the rest of the savings are in it.
Bill, the checking account right now is down to a little over 1,100. So
According to this.
right.
Right, and this was, I'll have some more in it, I'll put some more in it tomorrow, I'll transfer
Can you do me a favor, Bill? Because I have to work most days we have the meeting. And if she sends these out, like, I guess, anytime before today, can you make a copy for me?
it. Sure.
I appreciate that.
You want to run in and make one?
No, that's okay, just in the future, just so I have something to look at when
Oh,
you're
yeah, sure.
reading them over.
I'm sorry, I didn't think of this.
All right. All right, Bill's gonna entertain a motion to,
Pay
Oh,
the
one
bills?
last thing.
okay.
I talked with Bill and Brenda about an extra check being written for $40 for DPSST for fingerprints for Fire 501, which.
Certification.
Prints
are
free. She's got, we tested her last week, it was in my chief's minutes, but she passed her test, and then we had to go through fingerprinting process and all that stuff, so that needs a $40 check.
We wrote it if we can get that approved also. Did you take care of that check that we wrote between meetings?
Yes, it's on the.
It's on here?
list Yeah. That was for the turnouts at $6,500, just in
Okay.
case. That was the final purchase for our BFA grant, so we're done, and I'll talk about that later. We're sending all that in.
So I move to approve paying the bills, including the additional bill for $40, you said?
I'll second it. All in favor? Thank you. I will go ahead and turn it over to Jerry with the communication report, please.
Okay, website updates, posted approved documents, meeting videos, minutes, blotter calls, treasurer's reports, and chief's reports. The board approved amended procedural policies, was posted on the director's page. Scanned the website, including emails for viruses, deleted and hit were present. When I checked it a few days ago, there were no apparent viruses in all district email accounts and none on the website. This morning, we got a suspicious email, and I requested by email to all of you to not open that email. Just go ahead and delete it. It looked very suspicious. It had an attached document, and it said to open the document, you need to use password 1234 or something like that. There was no business name. It was saying it was an attached invoice for, I don't know, like, what was it, $9,600 or whatever it was. You know, it sounded very bogus.
That's been, or something similar has been coming for a couple of weeks.
Oh,
And I haven't,
that's the first one I saw, and it was sent to the board. So Steve, I didn't even know if you had gotten that one.
so I haven't been opening
And
it. 'cause
the
it's
email
invoice.
address, yeah, the email address it came from was a very suspicious email
The
address.
invoice, we don't have any invoice for that company, so I'm not opening it.
So we might still continue to get that bill.
Yeah, and unfortunately, our email service provider did not detect it as spam. When it was forwarded to my Yahoo email account, Yahoo identified it as spam. So I don't know, you know, with it forwarding to your personal emails, if any of yours caught that or not. But in any case, please just delete it. No proposed changes at this time. Always accept requests for changes to website improvements, additions that anybody might have. Communications with agencies, received text fire department 911 dispatches, received email newsletters from SDAO, and notices from DFPA. Communications with fire department, list of October blotter calls and report were received from the chief. Communications with community, posted public notice for December board meeting on the website and at the fire station. Communications equipment, updated software on district computer. I haven't gotten in today yet to see if anything's going on with the latest Windows update. Steve, were you or was anybody else
I
on
haven't been on ours.
computer yet?
I've been on mine at home and it all worked after this morning, so I was
Good.
pretty happy.
Okay, I'll try to check that out tomorrow. Any questions?
Thank you, Jerry. Any public comments? Thank you. I will turn it over to Chief Roach.
Right, I gave away my,
Whatever else you want to talk about.
chief's minutes for November, dated December 12th, which is today. We had 19 total calls, which was the busiest month we had this year. 9 medical, 3 structure responses, 3 MVAs, 1 natural cover response, and 3 witnesses. Natural cover was mutual aid out for the wall, 10-mile area. We had the structure fires were, one was a flue fire and the other 2 were illegal burns that were called in as structure fires, those responses. The MVAs, we had 1 fatality MVA motorcycle and 2 over-the-side extrications. We've been spending a lot of time with one, I don't know what you guys have heard, there's a lot of community talk about the last one we had on Lookingglass. A couple folks were on scene and made some complaints to me the next day that the response took way too long, that it took like 20 to 30 minutes for anybody to get there in the first place. And I have factual records that disprove that, at least that part of it. And I know it can seem like that for a long time. It was a very difficult extrication. We had a disabled van over the side of the road. It's a bariatric patient, overweight, has multiple medical problems. We roll on him routinely. And he went over the side, took out about an 8 to 10 inch drone tree, took it right out of the ground, root ball and everything. As he went down, hill. It was probably 40, 50 feet down the hill at on like a 45-degree slope. After he took out the tree, he went up underneath the dash and the tree came over the front of the vehicle and crushed it down over the top of him. So he was in the car for a little bit over an hour and a half by the time we got him out. They had to tunnel through the back, remove all the seats and everything out of the stand and bring him up through the back of the ropes. I guess with HIPAA, I probably should talk about injuries. He actually suffered some injuries that should have been severe, and he's been in the hospital and then in rehab also. I don't think he's back home yet. Is he back home? You would know.
This picture's after
I
after
have
the
not
truck got
seen
pulled up
him
on the
at
road.
home.
Okay. So, anyway, we had,
Oh, wow.
we got some pretty,
He was jammed up front there.
He was between the seat, the frame for the seat, and the hump for the motor, and he weighed 350 pounds.
he wasn't really trapped.
But he couldn't move very well.
Yeah, he was jammed in there.
So we had
pounds
some
in a
complaints that
2-pound
the
bag, right?
paramedics weren't given proper medical care, that our response was disorganized, that it took a long time. I take all those things serious, and we spent 2 hours, our last meeting was, in fact, it's what's left of the board up there, was a review of what happened on that call, what we could do better, and what we did well, what we could do better if there was some issues. My main issues on it were, I'm really pushing this bloodborne pathogens and all this stuff. Our turnout gear is not blood proof. And we had people down there working in leather gloves, and there was a lot of blood on this call. We've been washing equipment for 2 weeks trying to get it all out. And, the people weren't wearing the proper safety equipment, and that there's no excuse for that. So we've been talking about that a lot, and talking about traffic safety. In fact, as a result of that, we're redistributing and reallocating the equipment on our units, so it's more easy to pull all the equipment at one time and get it out there faster. And some other things. I don't know, you may hear about some any of them all, but it was a real difficult extrication. And the guys were down there working for about an hour and a half. It was a long time and a lot of work. So.
And this is between here and Harvard?
Harvard, yeah. Right up, just over the top of the hill, maybe a quarter mile on the west side.
I'll go down in that field.
Yeah,
Or
I think
between
that
the
the
trees.
reporting party was actually, I don't know how long that vehicle was there, and that might have been why we got some reports that it was so long, but I believe the house across the canyon there, the people heard it and called it in because they could hear somebody yelling over there. And then somebody on the road saw something as they went by also later. There was, the paramedics did administer pain medication while he was inside the vehicle. There was some talk about that he wasn't getting proper care in there and stuff, and I don't know how to answer all those things. I know the medics are probably reviewing it too. Anyway, go on. Training for the month, we had our hazmat outreach from Roseburg Hazmat. MDA said the incident review we did, medical. We had test evolutions and testing for one of the firefighter, one candidate, so then everybody else gets to play on that night. And then we've been doing vehicle inventory and outfitting. And what we're going through is we're re-inventorying every single vehicle. We've gotten a lot of equipment here with BFA grants and stuff in the last couple of years. A lot of equipment's been placed on the units and the inventories weren't necessarily up to date and stuff. And we're also moving equipment around right now to try to be a little more efficient now that we have a whole bunch of neat stuff, a lot of safety equipment. In October, we participated in, November in the Veterans Day Parade. One member finished her firefighter 1 testing. That's probably one of the last original Explorers we had, I think. And we signed up, that should be 2. We got 2 new Explorers that are actually 17-year-olds, and both of them have been cadets out at Glide and other places, so they're going to be good for us. And plus they'll be 18 soon. Inventories, all the units, we've been, like I said, BFA purchases, and we're redistributing equipment around. We're doing all the inventories right now. We conducted advanced cleaning of PPE and equipment due to the body fluids. Started an annual preventive maintenance maintenance on our vehicles. We didn't have any, we didn't have any real major repair or maintenance items this month, so that was good. We continue to receive VFA grant equipment. The turnouts will be here in about, supposedly here within a week. Then, once all that comes in, I was submitting an amended list of what we bought and everything for the prices to ODF, and they give me approval to do that, and then it all has to be in. We're already done purchasing, and then everything has to be in by January 16th to get reimbursed. We're planning some storage and inventory control improvements. Patricia Nelson, which she brought her agreement or potential contract tonight. She had some ideas on that kind of stuff, so I'm all for that. Better storage and blocking up some of our supplies and stuff. We got the safety and security grant from SDAO. I've contacted additional vendors and contractors. I think that's on our agenda if you guys want to talk about that a little bit later. The June is the deadline for that, and but I want to get it done as soon as possible. If we have the grant, we have the money, we'll do it as soon as we can. Been getting some ISO letter requests from homeowners and insurance companies. Our annual renewal packet for SDAO's insurance policy was received with our best practices 10% off. It's estimated to be about $71.75. We budgeted about $77,062. And what's happened, as you guys all know, the liability insurance went up 4%, and our property insurance has gone up 13%. So our best practices offset that, but the insurance companies are taking a real beating in the last year or two with hurricanes and fires and everything else. And I think it's just going to keep going up for a couple of years. I'm pretty sure we have to watch that in the budget. And they usually give us, they had estimated 4%, and they were under as far as the property insurance goes. Our accidental health and supplemental policies came in. That's been filed. Grants. There's a safety equipment grant available to the Three Rivers Native Americans down along the coast. And I'm going to be putting in for some additional safety equipment. We got a deal from Wayne Stinson from the County Emergency Management about Homeland Security grant. We're going to be putting in for emergency power supply for the station here. And I'm contacting contractors about that right now just to get some costs. We're working with Patricia Nelson to finish her contract and duties. We have that here tonight. I just got it, so we're going to have to distribute that so you guys can take a look at it. She's started doing a little bit of orientation each drill night and getting into her files and everything. She's already found a few things that I was looking for that I couldn't find, so that's great. We've got about $42,000, I think, that we already deposited from this year's taxes. There's another $9,500 check in there, plus we got a notice today there's another $10,000 coming this week. So we're up over $60,000 here when it gets deposited. I gotta say, I talked about this before, the county's really doing a great job. They got some new people down there, and it's much more prompt this year, and it's very open. They forward every document they have to us more than we would ever want to read, but we have them here, and I'm keeping them for copies on the computer in there. All of our major equipment purchases are done. We're going to be working on road card updates and the UCC fire trailer at the County Fire Chiefs meeting next week. Lookingglass Firefighter Association, and that was old business. We do this week, Oriole, the principal over there, identified a family here in Lookingglass for us to sponsor this Christmas, and we're going to be working on that Thursday. More information. Lindsay Chitwood called me yesterday because the school had contacted her, so we do have someone to donate to and buy some gifts for. And that's that. They need to read this contract, so you want to, yeah, I'll copy it off and let her distribute it to them.
Okay.
Okay. And
Jimmy, go, well, at least they have a copy of it.
Yeah, so they can read it.
Well, what's your time frame in terms of needing to get it approved?
Well, she has it here that it's on this date in December. That's not gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
So let's shoot for January meeting. And if you guys all have this and can review it, is that good?
You haven't emailed it to us, have you?
No, I just got it.
He just got it.
You gotta just copy it for us and then we'll take it with it.
Or I can copy it after the meeting, Patricia.
Is it something that you can send to us by email
I
so
could.
that we have a documented record of it?
Yeah.
I appreciate
I'll
it.
give you the board's, yeah, I'll give you the
You can
board's
just-
email
yes.
address, and I'll do it all. You
Just the board at
Yeah.
lookingglassfire.org.
After the meeting, I'd like to get a copy of it, so if I don't get it off my computer, I can download it.
Yeah, you can have mine, 'cause she's got one, and we'll copy some more. Anyway, it has a list of the duties, and I'll send them to talk about the budget amount that we have. I'm looking forward to that.
An email and starting your January 1st.
Well, we have to approve the contract outside the meeting, inside the meeting, right? So that'd be the January meeting, is that right?
I could probably easily put in 6 hours in the middle of January.
Yeah.
Real quickly on the contract is pretty much I listed a lot of stuff he showed me that he does on a regular basis. I'm a volunteer here, so it doesn't matter. It's a contract, but if it goes over 6 hours, I'm going to do it off the clock as a volunteer. It's just that the option is there and I have school debt. And that's the nice part of being able to get that little bit more money toward my school debt.
All right, we're gonna go with old business. First is a resolution to accept previously approved amendments to procedure policies.
I'd like to apologize, last month, I forgot that we actually needed a resolution to approve the amendments to procedural policies, and we just did it as a board motion. So, to make it official, yes, I've got the resolution to approve what we actually did last month. So, it's resolution number 2018-2, resolution to adopt amendments to the procedural policies. I believe you all should have received a copy of it by email, but I'll read it off anyway. Whereas Lookingglass Rural Fire District procedural policies were amended by motion of the board on November 14, 2018, after 2 public hearings to include paragraphs and attachments on property maintenance and property facilities use, be it resolved that the Board of Directors of Lookingglass Rural Fire District hereby adopts this resolution to accept the amended procedural policies as presented and approved on November 14, 2018. The above resolution statements were approved and adopted on this 12th day of December 2018. They shall be placed in the district office manual of resolutions, and then there's room for all our signatures.
And I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Jerry, are you signing yours? Because I don't have to sign mine.
I'm signing mine, yeah.
Okay, and then we'll just slide it down this way.
Right.
Thank you.
That'd be the master copy.
And then it'll go back to Brenda so she can log it into the resolutions book.
All right, now we'll move on with update on security camera bids.
I've contacted 2 other security companies. One of, in fact, there's a camera sitting in the office right now. I probably don't have you guys all on. I can pull it up on my phone right now, but there's 2 different companies. One, Brian Honeycutt, which is he's a fairly big, there's not too many security companies here in Grossburg. In fact, NextCom, the guy who provided us with a bid for the grant amount is probably the far as being able to do the whole job. The two that I've got a hold of since then would have to subcontract out the electrical work, and they use wireless cameras instead of hardwired cameras, so you have to have electric put to every corner of the building and to everywhere the camera would be. So I don't have a final figures on that, and I'll have a final totals for everything in January. There's a lot of great technology out there, but I can just tell you, at least being local, that the first company that we received a bid from is somebody that can do the entire job without us having to go out and get electrical companies and everything else. But I'll provide you with that information in January. Hopefully we can move on it pretty fast.
Have you gotten prices from those other bids yet?
No, I don't have prices from them.
Steve, are you going to be able to provide us with any kind of a comparison
Yeah, I
of
will.
features of the systems?
Right.
And do you know if the others also have available any kind of a maintenance program?
Well, that's exactly, they're more geared towards smaller home type stuff. And so the one that actually has come out and gave me the sample camera to use, it's a really cool camera, and I'd love to put one in my house. I mean, you can put them in your house for between $100 and $300, and have a web, as long as you got power. They have a website, so all the recordings and stuff are stored off-site, you know, like the cloud or whatever. And it's pretty impressive, you know, if you have power already there. But the power alone, the original bid we had was about $3,500 for wiring and everything, to run cable all the way around and from the panels and stuff. And the guy that came in yesterday said, yeah, that's probably what's going to cost to wire. And he wouldn't be doing that, so we would have to do that or have another contract. So anyway, I'll total all that stuff up and do it, have it next month. But they're pretty amazing technology out there for people nowadays. It's pretty amazing. I mean, like right now, if somebody comes in there, that thing, it's picking up motion on the street. Every time a car goes by, it starts recording. So you can adjust that, even shooting out the window even. And if anybody comes in here, if you have an alarm, their alarm goes off like a siren, so we have it disabled right now. But I can, if an alarm goes off, I can talk to the person in the room through that camera. You know, if somebody's in here doing something, say, what are you doing here?
So if I come in, I'll just say, hey Steve,
Yeah.
it's okay.
It's pretty.
Is it probably like the one where you ring the doorbell of somebody's house and it hits up on the
Yeah,
phone?
and that's also, they can do that wireless too. In fact, that was a recommendation we made to add on to other stuff that we would, if there's somebody here as a security, you know, it might be something to, anyway. I think we'll have all that totaled up on January, and you have a
Okay,
decision if you
cool.
want. I'll try to get it to you earlier.
Okay. If he emails it to you, you can just forward it
Yeah.
to us, gives us a chance to look it over. Update on Secret Santa, do you need anything from the board, because you said the school already identified a family, and it's a family that lives here within the district and
Yes,
stuff?
there's, it's a single mom with 2 kids that lives here in the district. We just found this out yesterday, the day before yesterday, so.
Do you need anything from us?
I don't really, we've been accepting donations to our association from the citizens. We have a group of people that every year donate some money towards it and stuff, so we told them that. And I had told them as we were accepting it that we didn't have a family this year, and what we ended up, the same thing happened last year, and late in the month, we had a fire out there in Camas Valley where a family lost everything. So, and they actually happened to be Lookingglass. They were actually getting bused. They were driving to the top of the grade between Camas Valley and 10 Mile and busting them to Lookingglass School. So it was a Lookingglass School family, but that's where we made a donation to last year. So anyway, so we do have one this year. So we're going to try to do the same thing with clothes, toys.
Do you have enough finances, or you need more finances?
If anybody wants to donate, we always take it, of course. But we have enough to use the money out of our association and stuff.
Will it be cash donation probably?
We don't like doing cash.
Do you do food?
Lindsay actually takes them to the store and
They go shopping.
and instead of giving money, I don't know. We don't know these people very well, and if they can tell us what they need and everything, we'd rather do it that way, not get cash.
Sure.
Right, sure.
Any new business? Oh, good, okay. President report, I'm okay, so if anybody from the board has anything they'd like to bring up? We're all good? Public comment? Anything not on the agenda? Good? Okay, thank you. So our next meeting is gonna be January 10th. I'd just like to say that everybody please have a safe and festive Christmas. And if you need anything from me, I'll have my phone numbers. And, oh, one more thing is, if you send me an email and I don't reply back, it's probably because I didn't get it. Because I didn't receive yours again until, I don't know, so many days later. And when you said, hey, so yeah, just feel free to call me or something like that, because I usually answer them relatively quick.
January 10th, so Thursday.
Oh, is it? So I'm gonna change it to January 9th then.
That's my real night.
Real night.
So yeah, if you can change that on your agenda, so next meeting's January 9th, 2018, which is a Wednesday.
It's gonna be 19.
Oh, 2019 now, sorry about that.
You're really fired with everything.
We are moving right along here. All right, and with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.